The views expressed on this Turnbuckle Tabloid live stream or Turnbuckle Tabloid podcast episode do not reflect the views, thoughts, or opinions of the Rageworks brand, including the Rageworks podcast network, Rageworks content partners, advertisers, and affiliates. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Turnbuckle Tabloid cutting a promo.
Well, it looks as though while approaching 500 episodes here at Turnbuckle Tabloid, I've said I might as well pull out the cream de la resistance. We have to get the creme de la creme, the man who helped start it all early on in the game. I realized you wasn't on episode 1. You started on episode 2.
Yeah, and I think the lore of that was that episode 1 you wanted to do it by yourself to check out the kinks
Right.
and like get it done, just like test the format. But
Yeah,
I wasn't there for episode 2.
I remember I did the live stream and I was in the whole room was dark. I don't know what the fuck was I doing. I had like ambient lighting for episode 1. It was so
I was at the original crib.
Yeah. Now as a matter of fact,
I like that crib.
oh please don't even start. Like I'm just like
You should do an episode of ranking your apartments, ranking the studios.
Oh no, please. The shittiest one was the last one we were at. God, that was just dreadful.
The upstairs.
That at the back room and fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But speaking of episode 2, your first episode, I actually came across the episode itself. I said, let me
Snap.
because I was talking to Ariana for last week's episode of Under the Ring Apron. Shout out to her. She did her first interview. She did a really good job.
Wow, that's great.
And how self-indulgent is it for me to sit there and talk about me? It's like,
Hey,
really?
If it ain't about you, it ain't the show.
Talk about me. So I was talking about how I first started with TRSS, the regular season sportscast, and how bad that audio was. But when we came over here, at least it was a little something. So yeah, this is just a bit of an audio that came through. Let's see if you hear this.
1, 0.
You hear it?
I do hear it. I remember this audio very, very well.
Early episodes, we had that fucking mixer that was always blowing out the mics.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. This is episode 2? That's nuts, dude. 2017. How old was I at this point?
That's a good question. 8 years ago? Yeah.
That WWE network
21?
has to give us, and we're sitting here watching the early ones. The later ones. We're watching the ones that's like when Mid-South is almost done, and it has gotten better from what we have seen from the earlier ones. But that Southpaw regional wrestling thing.
Oh yeah.
God, there's nothing.
Wow.
Kind of missed that.
In comparison.
Me too. I miss watching shitty wrestling.
Pure gold. That has not captured the essence of what throwback indie wrestling promotions look like. And I'm mad because it's not on the network. It's a YouTube exclusive.
And of course, I was already 2 sheets to the wind.
Oh yeah, no, it's a YouTube exclusive. Legit, it goes straight to YouTube. It's not.
And this is
not
me,
like
not myself.
Yeah, I actually thought that. I really sat there and thought it was a WWE, and they lost.
All the times when Red would have to like fish me in to talk.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Now I just don't shut the fuck up.
Now after all the fucking love it's got.
Believe me, it only took 1 episode.
Okay, so we were watching
Cool with that.
so Chris Jericho, and then you see to the real wrestling back then in the 80s, and they look like identical twins. Like it's ridiculous.
Why do I sound
in a flower suit? Like it was crazy. Like,
I don't know why I sound like that.
Those glasses made my TJ Perkins.
It's funny because you know, I rarely, if ever, listen to old audio and such.
I haven't.
Even like episodes that I've done last week, I won't listen to it. Like I'll just do a spot check, make sure everything's good, you know, do the editing and whatever. But as to go back far, I don't even attempt to. It's just like, it's so cringe sometimes. But 2017, the landscape has changed for wrestling. We're here with our boy. We usually know him as Met Fan Matt, but he's gone through some changes, especially now him wearing glasses and stuff. So
now I'm the elder statesman.
Matt the Mook. So 8 years ago, you were how old?
Well, let's do the math. That's at 2017. It's 27. It's 25. Like 19.
Yeah,
I was right below the 20 mark, I think.
Yeah.
Which
shit. It's
time has flown. I think that a lot of, you know, if we're talking about wrestling, it's changed dramatically since that point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it feels like forever ago. It feels like I don't even remember, but I'm glad that the show is still going, man. I'm glad it's still going strong, and I'm seeing a good change in the wrestling world. So can't ignore that.
I mean, you think about it, the landscape from 2017 to now, we were so locked in.
Yeah.
We had to just sit there and cover one promotion. The only thing we really had going for us was indie shows we'd pop up in and do dumb shit. I was telling Ariana on the last episode about the shit that I would have you do at fucking shows, the stand-up interviews when you got Matt Riddle and you asked him about the ring rats and stuff.
I you know what? I completely forgot about that. I would ask Matt Riddle about stuff. I think all the goofy shit. I honestly forgot most of it, but yeah, good times, dude. Elks Lodge throwback. We met in Club Amazura over at HOG. And it's never.
Yeah. It's never been the same since.
No, and you know, if you look at it, like 2017, like I think like Sheamus was like WWE champion with that horrible mohawk at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I think WWE was hitting like a really bad point. It was starting to reach like really bad time, and yeah, we had one promotion to focus on, but there were so many different things we did. We didn't buy a ticket for this. I know you guys still do that every once in a while, but we would do that at 3 a.m. We would do that at 3 a.m. Like, I mean, like literally the sun was coming up and we were watching shitty wrestling until Red would start snoring on the couch.
We will put the camera behind us and it'll just have us over the shoulder. It looked like Mystery Science Theater 2000s and shit.
And that was the goal. So like we did so much at that time. And then we, of course, if we weren't recording and watching shows at home, we were at indie shows. I miss that, to be honest with you. I miss having wrestling near me, and everyone's like, "Oh, you have NXT near you." I'm like, I really don't want to go. I by myself. It's just I don't know.
But please, I take advantage of that. I mean, you've been in Florida for how long already? What?
3 years.
3 years, and
3 years.
I found that since you've been gone. By the way, shout out to brother AJ. He's filled the void very well, brother AJ.
My own blood. My own blood is taking the helm.
I'll tell you one thing though, like for a kid, well, young man, I must say, for a young man who I thought was going to be a little bit more antisocial and reserved and introverted, he's been able to pull up and say, "Fuck it, I'm with it. Like, let's go." He's gone with me to the outer reaches of places, and he's like, "Fuck it, let's go. I'm with it."
I give, and I'm really happy to see that because, yeah, like I think I always explain me and my brother as like the two masks on top of the theater, where like one of them is like, like super laughing,
laugh now, cry later,
laugh now, cry later, and I was definitely more of an extrovert, and he's more of an introvert. But I think as he's getting older, I'm seeing, and I think influence with you, like you influenced me. Break out of your shell and just have a good time. So I'm glad that some sort of Olski's over there at the indie shows, man.
But even still, like it's a culmination of you guys just being able to bring the fun factor to the wrestling shows as well. Even when we first met, like you guys were all on board with myself and Josie's boy doing the buffoonery and the ridiculousness, and you guys
I prefer that shit. That's what makes shit fun, man.
It's funny because one of Sully's classmates. Shout out to super producer Sully. She's been on the ride for this long as well. She has. She one of her classmates was like, "Hey, I see that your dad always goes to House of Glory," and it was like, how do you know it's him? Oh, he's the funniest guy there. Like, he's the one that's always heckling the wrestlers and shit. I was like, yeah, it still stands true. It still stays the form.
Let me tell you, whenever someone so I never told you this, but I have a security guard who works at the resort I work out here at Disney, and he used to work as like a bartender at Club Amazora over in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I used to go there all the time. And he goes, for the clubs? I'm like, no, for wrestling, dude. I would go there for like the House of Glory shows. And he was like, and I would always have to tell him, like, we would always pull up and stuff. And like, we would go like every month or every time there was a show. And I would always tell them the stories of our history on indie wrestling. And the story I always tell everyone is not House of Glory related. It is the you and Danny DeMonto speaker.
Oh my God.
The megaphone moment. Yeah. I always tell that story because it's a funny one.
Please. That moment has lived in infamy in so many DVDs that it was sold by the dozens.
And we never commentated again.
No, I blame Isaac for that. Shout out to Isaac, bro. That punk Isaac. Shout out to, but I blame Isaac for that because Isaac was like, "Do what you guys want to do," and I'm already 2 6-packs in. I'm trying to get the whole Jim Ross / Gorilla Monsoon professional voice going on. You're off the cuff saying some ridiculous shit, and I'm like, I don't know how anybody fucking wanted us to do this in the first place, but we did it.
I look to this day for it. There are times where, you know what, like, it's been 5 years now, so we could talk about it. Right. We were recording in post at 4 a.m. on a 6-man tag. And every time they kicked it at the end, me and Red were like, oh my God.
That was just the bane of what is known as pulling in the work hours at crack of dawn. Like
we grinded, and you know what? I will never not say this. When me and Red were doing this every week, and we grinded. Oh, we did. We went to wrestling shows. We promoted the hell out of the show. We spoke to we spoke to talent. We put the work in, and you still do to this day, and I'm really happy to see it, man. I don't know where I'd be without this show. I really don't. I don't know where I would be without you. So,
man, thank you, man.
I mean it. Everyone at work's like, yo, you're such an extrovert. You're such a, because I call people kings and queens and all this stuff. You know me. I'm just a goofball, and I was that way.
I thought it was because that's what you call Disney people. You call all them kings and queens and prince and princesses.
No, they're mooks and idiots. They're mooks and idiots. No, but like whenever someone asks me, like, because a lot of people, like even my bosses are like, "Hey, like you're such an extrovert. Like, where did you learn this?" And
what the hell happens in Florida that they thought it was like the biggest fucking loudest state in the country, bro?
Dude, everyone who works at Disney, like 90% of us, is like not from Florida. Like they're all from around the world, dude. Like I have friends from Vegas and from Louisiana and from Alabama, whatever, you name it. So they always ask me why I'm such an extrovert, and I think the main point is the show. I think it's just breaking out of my shell, interviewing talent, and just being unapologetically me. But that's thanks because of being on the show that like really broke me out of that shell.
I was I went down memory lane. I would talk about the skits that we would put together because they asked about how the shows evolved, and I said, well, it evolved from, us doing a goofy Z Morning Zoo Stern kind of goofy shit and just got a little bit more streamlined as such. I said, you mentioned it. We would do fucking 3-hour shows. Like we would, and it would be a 5-hour day and we were cranking out 3-hour shows. And
oh my God, dude. It was rough. It was rough, I will say.
We would start like at 8 and then finish like at fucking 2 in the morning. It was like rough. We were like, and especially when go ahead. We were doing the fucking Godfather every week.
No, literally. And the thing is like if the week didn't have any like if the wheat didn't have any flavor or sazon to it, it was like it was hard, bro. But thankfully, when you have a good partner like Red, you figure it out. But it got rough.com for a while because if the product sucked, it was like, ugh.
Well, yeah, it did, and it really did. This is why we had to go venture out and go find other individuals to lock on to, bring them in for conversations. What was your favorite interview that we did on the show?
David Adams, because he didn't shut the fuck up. Nah. Shout out to David, man. He's still doing his thing. I really listen. I loved talking to Teddy Hart. I just loved it.
Oh man, I just talked about that the other day,
dude. Let me tell you, it turned from an interview to like a
fucking intervention.
An intervention, like really quick.
Yeah.
The Teddy Hart interviews come to mind. David Adams comes to mind. I really enjoyed. I think we called people like at night, like we prank called people. I think I remember that. That's like hazy, but I think we called.
We got Grim Reaper.
Yes, the Grim Reaper prank call. Yes.
I don't do interviews.
Good dog. What did he say? He's like, "You good? You good, fam?
Yeah, you good? You good, fam? I don't do interviews. Nah, man, I don't do interviews." It went from that to like a fucking 45-minute conversation.
But do you hear how like if you look back at it, do you hear how crazy that is? We're calling random indie wrestlers at like 10 at night, unexpected, and automatically like they're home eating Cheetos.
The Tommy Salami interview, like pulling that one out the gate.
You reeled that one in like a freaking fish because he went from "nah, I'm good" to like basically being like, "Yo, by the way, before you go, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Where did you start wrestling?"
He went. That was,
and then he commended you. He was like, "You got an interview out of me, didn't you?" I was like, "Yes, I did."
He did like, what was it? He was charging people. It was like $150 for a fucking interview.
Where's he now? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Good question.
Yeah. Tommy Baloney.
Those
are my favorites, dude. Like sitting down and like that made my entire life. Just interviewing wrestlers, prank calling, and being goofs.
Shit, we even got wrestlers that end up being big names. As they remember, we had Daniel Garcia,
Leo.
Leo. We got Calvin Tankman. We had a
Private
nice
Party.
Run. Private Party. Yeah, definitely. We had them. It was interesting that how we were able this podcast from New York City, this grinding off of blowing into the mics to make sure that the fucking
how times have changed.
Whoa.
It's like, okay, it's on. All right, cool.
I brought up the remember you brought up the Teddy Hart one. Remember we got into the war with that other podcaster about us doing the interview with Teddy Hart and not being able to give him the hard hitting questions about what happened to the woman that he was.
What the hell was his name?
Mersh.
Oh my god! That's a throwback. No,
the only reason why the only reason why I still remember his name is because I'm part of listening to this new subculture in podcasting. It's called the Dabbleverse, and it's all around Stuttering John from the Howard Stern Show and how much everybody hates him. Okay. But now it's become more of a branching thing that somewhere along the line, all these podcasts are like connected to it, and he's part of it. Let's just say between us, he's not doing too well these days.
I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked.
But remember, was it the Nightwave? That was the name of the
Nightwave. Yes. Oh my God, Merch. Yes. With like the brick background.
Yeah.
Wonder how Merch is doing now these days.
Oh, fucker, man. It pissed me off. Did you ever get to see the Teddy Hart documentary?
No.
I
kind of dissociated from wrestling period until recently.
Well, the documentary, it was on Peacock actually, and
on Teddy Hart.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got that deal? Remember he was telling us about that with Netflix. I guess it went somewhere else.
Oh, please! It was fascinating to say the least. It was. It went through the whole Maria Manic.
You should watch that shit when I come visit.
Oh my God. And then Merch showed up, and then I was like, shit, I'm pissed. Why we didn't get called for that? Shit, we had a phone call with him when he was in jail. We had a 5-minute phone call from him when he was locked up. So shit. But yeah, I love all the time that we had when it came to the different personalities that walked through the door and the conversations we had, especially those that we had in studio. Like the in studio ones were like
the best.
Yeah. You'll just you just hear the crack, the bottles opening up. It was just
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna name drop anyone because like some of them were fugly behind the scenes, but there were some good ones. There were some ones that I was like, I can't wait for them to get out of the studio. But you know what though? More than anything, I really appreciated when a talent would come in house and do it.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things about New York that you can't get anywhere else. Like these wrestlers that we watch like live down the block from us. It's not like they have to drive a 45-minute experience to come in studio. Like there are times where we would call talent and be like, "Hey, so you still on for tonight?" It's like, "Yeah, actually, I'm walking down the block right now. Could I pull up and do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can come in house." And then they come in and we have a good time.
Oh, man,
I appreciate that.
One of those in particular, and shout out to him. We miss him greatly. Matt Travis. Matt Travis would be on bike and he would come all the way from like the Bronx or uptown where he was at because the school was up the block from the crib. And he'd be like, yo, I'm pulling up. And he'll bring like Sasha Jenkins. He'll have Mark Quinn. He'll have the other guys. He'll have Bones. And they'll just like take their bike and throw it on and just like leave it outside. He's like, ain't nobody gonna fuck with it. We good. And we'll just pop up and just do a fucking sit down and be funny as hell, man.
Yeah, dude. I miss those days dearly. I was just telling my peeps about that from Florida. I'm like, yo, man, I miss home right now. I haven't been home. So think about this, right? I haven't been home since 23.
I thought you were here for your mother's birthday.
No.
Recently. I thought you was up here.
I haven't been here since 23.
Wait a minute. When was it could, matter of fact, it would be 23 because that's when we went to House of Glory.
House of Glory, I was dealing with the Mess Express situation.
The Mess Express.
Yes, that was the last time. That was the last time I was here. I was home because every time I was supposed to, it got delayed. I had work. Shit got in the way. The flights were too expensive. Whatever. There's a million factors as to why I haven't been home, but I am officially coming home for WrestleMania. So
yes, this is going to be exciting as fucking hell. How has been the transition? I mean, you grinded for the most part with Turnbuckle Tabloid for fucking 300 or some odd episodes. You were there for the longest run. Then the transition was coming. Had to make the move, and there was even a point in time that you was like, yo, honestly, I just fell out of love for wrestling. It just wasn't there. And then the AEW boom happened. We had that going on. Then now there was a conversation. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about that. How has that been a shift and change now with the current landscape of your thoughts and commentary
on wrestling?
Yeah.
It's just completely different. I mean, whoever could tell me that things haven't changed since Triple H has been in charge and Vince is gone, they're delusional. It's clearly different. I think that wrestling has gotten interesting again, and I think it's not even close to what the product I left it was. When I left wrestling, when I was like, I can't watch this anymore, it was still not great. It just wasn't. I was so busy with work and honestly, like, indulging in theme parks down here, which that's another passion of mine. I just didn't have time to watch the product if it was going to be mediocre or bad. And yeah, you could call me a fake fan for that, but same thing with movies. Same thing with movies. If it sucks, I really am not going to watch it again. So I think I was just over it, seeing the same crap over and over again. It wasn't entertaining. There was no jaw-dropping moments. It's completely changed. The whole landscape of WWE has changed, and like it just, I don't know. It's cool again. I'm not saying that it never was cool, but it intrigues me again. The storylines are better. The talent is. You could tell the talent is actually like competitive within the company, and they want to be on top. It matters again. So I think I needed a break. I think after the grind of doing the podcast every week, my entire life was wrestling. But now, because I'm able to do theme parks, watch wrestling on the side, sports, I have like a mix of things. I'm not like burnt out by it. Like I enjoy, like, because seriously, I'll come home after a long day of like going to the theme parks, and I'll catch up on YouTube on SmackDown. I'll watch Raw on Netflix now if I'm waiting on a line for a ride. No, I'm not kidding. I'll wait in line for an attraction here at Disney, and I'll literally put my AirPods in and pull up Netflix, and I'm like doing this shit now, waiting to get on the ride. So it's easier. It's easier to just keep in touch, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the balance I have now.
Yeah. So it's like, speaking of your now love and passion for amusement parks, let everybody know what's the are we back to the old name? We went back to the old name. The TikTok.
I changed. So it was originally Matt's Park Days. I changed it to Thrillmatic, and then people started asking me for sex. I'm not kidding. People saw the name.
I dead ass was going to say, did it become something to where it got really weird?
It got weird. It got weird. It got weird. People started messaging me for sex, and like, they were like, "What kind of thrill are you offering here?" It got weird. So, and then TikTok was about to get banned. So I was like, you know what? If we're gonna go out in the sunset, I'm just gonna change it back to what I had. So it's back to Matt's Park Days. It's not changing anytime soon. Until I think that I did a consensus with my viewers, and they all appreciate the original name. So I could
only imagine, like, were there like furries that were like hitting you up wearing like
no,
costumes?
They were just weird. They were just weird.
It's like, hey, since you like walking around with people who have costumes on, how about getting in this costume? Like,
and they were just like, hey, like, and there's a gentleman that I look up to in the theme park world, and and he reminds me a lot of my relationship with you, because he is an older gentleman. And his name is Kirk. His name is Walrus Carp on TikTok. Truly like the mentor and like the guy who always gives me feedback and theme park content. When I changed my name, he was like, dude, it's going to get ugly really quick. And I was like, nah, man. I was like, nah, dude. I was like, there's no way. He was like, thrill is a vague word. He was like, so when I see thrill, it's like, well, what thrill are you giving me? And I was like, oh, they're going to assume it's theme parks. And nope, he was right. It got real weird, and I had to change it back. So
was there a lot of eggplants being sent to you? There was some eggplants that was being sent.
A lot of requesting to meet up after I'm in the park, wanting to have people. Dude, because like the main following I got from online was going on live on TikTok in the parks. And when I changed my name, people would like stalk me in the parks. It got real weird. I mean, I got off of like the Animal Kingdom Safari ride, and I got off, and I'm walking out like live. And some lady jumped out of the bushes and was like, "Hi!" And I was like, "Oh, how are you?" And it got really weird. So
is this the celebrity you wanted? Is this the kind of celebrity you wanted?
No. What I want is I want to educate like theme park history. Like we have a new theme park opening up next month, Epic Universe and Universal. And like I'm such a nerd with like the attractions, the ride systems, just like everything that it takes, all the moving parts to get to the point of it being a cool ride. So like, I'm trying to find my way right now. I think that the content is, I need to find a niche audience for what I'm doing, but it's cool. Like I said, this is also a grind, so I might get burnt out of this shit too. So who knows? But I'm loving it so far. But like I said, the fact that in between those big things, I'm able to watch wrestling now in like a more fan side of it rather than being a podcast has made me fall in love with it in a way again, because I love WWE right now. I love the product. I think it's the best product I've seen since I've been a wrestling fan, to be completely real. But of course when I was like young, but I don't count that shit.
Hey, wait, you was the Ruthless Aggression era. That was your time. That was
I loved it. But like now, after dealing with what we've dealt with, someone online the other day was like, 2010 was the worst year for wrestling, and I was like, yeah, 100%. And I went through all that. So like this has to be the best form of WWE content that I've been around for, and I'm here for it.
On the flip side, the first 3 years with AEW, we had it was the new toy. It was we had the unknown. We had former WWE stars who went over and helped that out. You had the Codys, you had the Moxleys, you had
and it was fire. Yeah,
Bryan Danielson. Everything was over there clicking on cylinders. They had Brody Lee. Everything was happening for that time. And COVID hit, but they were still able to make it through the head-to-head battles with NXT and such. And then all of a sudden, the 3-year run hit, Hangman becomes champ, and then all of a sudden we're at a plateau. What do you think happened over there?
I think that the talent started realizing who was in charge of creative. And I think that it got really bland really quick because I think the head of talent and head of creative had a list of ideas that were mediocre and great on a little notebook journal. And once he ran out of those ideas, it got real boring really quick. I think that he just ran into the same problem WCW did. It's like, oh shit, I'm out of ideas. I don't know what to do. Let's go on the cuff. Let's just wing it. And it got boring. I don't know. I think, like you said, AEW was a shiny new toy, and I think that it was fun and wild to see a different product in the beginning. And AEW still has some good moments. It's not complete shit, but I think they ran into the problem that WCW did. They ran out of ideas. I think Tony Khan and creative got real bland, and I think he made too many promises that he couldn't keep. I mean, I don't know. Everyone leaving the company says it all to me. So, and I just don't like the product. It's just not. It's not rewarding for me as a wrestling fan. So
there comes a time where you load up the roster, to its max, and just to show up the other promotion and the competition. You want to show that you're the better of it by we're wrestler friendly. We make sure that we take care of our wrestlers, and you did a great job of that by giving them the bag, but we don't see them wrestle. We're not watching it.
He tried catching a million Pokemon and then realized he could only have 6 Pokemon. He used all of his Pokeballs and then found out, oh shit, there's only 6 to a team. Copy. Yeah. The rest of them are going into the Pokebank.
Yeah, exactly. Now we got to we only use our main, the main that we got. That's it.
And in wrestling, that's normal. I think that he forgot of the most common sense idea of wrestling, that you only have 2 hours and you only can focus on a couple of stories at a time. So I think that was another problem that he came across with. It's just he signed everyone under the sun. Mm-hmm. And the same problem that WWE has sometimes. You can't put a million people on the show at the same time.
Right. And I think that's the other thing too. It's people tend to forget that wrestling is one of those, it's that industry. You could blame who you want to blame when it comes to your favorite wrestler not getting a title or not getting a push. But at the same time, there's so many people on that roster, on that card, that they get lost in the shuffle. And that person has to be the one that steps up and shows and prove that, I need to be recognized. I need to be seen. Right now, I look at AEW and I'm just looking at it just for wrestling. I'm not watching it for storylines. None of it. Just
Hell no.
Glitz, Hell no. It's just, it's,
no.
I always said that you're looking at 2 different shows. And it's funny to say, being as though we all know it's choreographed, scripted, predetermined, whatever the term you're going to use, but it's 2 different shows. It's like if you're playing 2K25, you're either going to put it on fucking arcade mode or you're going to put it on simulation. WWE right now is on simulation. Fucking AEW's on arcade mode.
Yeah, no doubt.
You get 5 finishers right off the gate. You can use, it's right out the box.
And maybe I'm wrong for this, but the way I look at wrestling nowadays, because believe me, I was there, why isn't this person getting a push? There's only one, I look at it in like a Broadway term. Like there's so many people that are trees in the background, and like there's so many people that are the walking villagers, but there's only one main role at a time. You can't have four. Trying to do a reference here, Alexander Hamilton's. There's only one, and unfortunately, everyone else has to play a part to the overall production of the show.
Right.
But there's only one role. And that's it. So I think that, like you said, I think they're in two different zones right now. I think WWE is so easy to watch. I think that it is such an easy product to pay attention to because it's fun. And I think AEW is struggling to find their place in the world of wrestling. I don't think the issue is the product itself in regards to the talent and the wrestling itself, but the stories are a lot left to be desired.
Yeah, it's funny because you say that and it just makes me think about a conversation I had with brother AJ where we would go to the indie shows and, House of Glory, that was us from day one. Like that's where we went to. And then we started branching out and go to other shows. So, one of the other shows that we go to is, Outlaw Wrestling. Shout out to Bull James and Homicide, for keeping that up and running and keeping it New York based. And, brother AJ turns to me and he goes, honestly, like I have more fun coming to this show as I would to go to the other show because the other show seems so like structured and like it's so like,
black and white
straight format right down the line. Whereas when you go to, let's say, the other show, there's like such a free form that it goes happen. And you're like, holy shit, what the fuck did I just watch? And it's like,
right.
you're so I guess it's that same kind of look that we're getting that a lot of these, fans are seeing on the back and forth sides. But, the other company that sticks around, that fucking survives through nuclear war is TNA. How surprised were you when you heard about the relationship being built between WWE and TNA?
Not at all. The second that the old I'm drawing a blank on his name, but what's the main guy from TNA that was like the guy head of creative?
Scott D'Amore.
Yeah, the second Scott D'Amore got canned, I knew that they were looking at the bigger picture, and I think it's a beautiful relationship. I mean, let's be real here. NXT is such an entity of their own that I think Triple H and the leads over at WWE were like, what's the harm in partnering up with TNA? TNA has such young and producing talent that if we sprinkle our talent on their show and we end up getting these guys when their contract expires, we all win. So I wasn't surprised at all, to be completely honest. At that point, I was like, yeah, I thought WWE was going to buy them outright, but a partnership will do. I mean, you see the perfect example of the why it wins is Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace coming from TNA and now coming to WWE. But you know what? She'll probably still show up every once in a while on TNA programming. So they win, and WWE wins. I think it's a beautiful merger. I think it's good for both companies, and I love to see it. Especially with just like the surprises, the Royal Rumble entrance. Jeremy Borash is now doing commentary for LFG.
Right.
Like that's cool. Like I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think it's long overdue that professional wrestling cut out the whole. If I step on this, if me and this company work together, it's blasphemy. No, if you work together with another unit, it becomes a beautiful piece of art, and I think it's a great idea.
Listen, AEW's been doing it. They're doing their partnership with New Japan. They're linking up with DDT, and it works for them. And that works for them. That's their cross promotion as well. I said, as long as everybody's working, there's now multiple places where people can work.
There's so much opportunity.
Yeah. Dijak didn't work here, so now he's going. He's somewhere else. Even in the Indies, he's doing that out there.
Corbin's in NWA now. Like it's Corbin, like you're everywhere.
Yeah. It's such a hell. JBL is popping up in Mexico. Like he's just like everywhere as well. So it's just beautiful to see that wrestling now has that pathway where it's just not that monopoly anymore. Everywhere is open. Still, don't get me wrong. Still love to hear the bullshit. I love to hear the beefing back and forth.
Oh, me too.
But it's still it's good to see that now that everybody has such avenues to go down when their time is done in one place and to do something else.
But who do you give credit to the idea of like, hey, it's okay to work with someone else? Because, we saw it with AEW in New Japan, now we're seeing it with WWE and TNA. I mean, I'm shocked at this point WWE hasn't looked at NWA and been like, hey, we could use some of your guys as well.
Technically, they're on the same network, so.
Right, but who do you give that credit to? Because I saw an interview of Ricky Saints a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, they were like, oh, like we saw you before you were signed with WWE over in WrestleMania watching Cody, and people were mad about that. And his answer was, at true heart, I'm a wrestling fan, so it shouldn't fucking matter if I go show support elsewhere.
Right.
So who do you give that credit to of building that bridge?
I think it was collectively all the owners, the Nick Khans, the Tony Khans, Triple H. It's collective because you go through the old school way of putting super shows like back in the days. NWA, WCW used to do that. They'll do the super shows and they'll have their talent come together and they'll have their matches. So I could say, Tony Khan did that with his Wrestle Dreams and stuff like that. Having those kind of collective shows. Then you get Nick Khan, who basically opened up that door to say, there's other talent out there that we could showcase up here, and they could take that and bring it out somewhere else, and vice versa. So I think collectively everybody's been very, very open, as they say, the forbidden doors to be open, or the neglected portals, or whatever they will call it. But I think collectively this is something that's very well. It's a healthy relationship. It's not anything where people are burying each other to back and forth. I know a lot of people were saying early on that WWE was taking advantage of TNA and having their stars going over more than the others. But at the same time, it's showing that hey, they can work and they're gonna work. So that's all that really matters.
I think WWE sat down with TNA and said, listen, I think if you put your talent on our show, people are going to come to your show and want to see more of them rather than vice versa. Everyone who talks about that shit, I don't think understands the big picture. Okay. Why would I don't know. I can't even think of a name over there from TNA, but like they come, I don't know. It's a healthy relationship. I think that they're doing it right now. And it honestly makes the product more interesting. So like Joe Hendry coming every once in a while, the crowd pops for it. Moose and Obafemi having their shit.
That was a great match.
Like we're able to see those things now. It's not like this stupid college shit where it's like, oh, if you I can't step on your turf and you can't step on mine. It's healthy. It's great to see, and this is why I'm loving it again, because it seems like the big babushkas, the big boys, sat in a room and said, how do we make this better? And I think we're seeing it be rewarded and be a better product overall.
What do you miss most about going to wrestling shows, being there live? Like, what do you miss most?
You being intoxicated and
besides that,
I miss when shit hits the fan and you and me, like can't believe how shit it gets. I miss having a good time with the boys, and I miss going to a show and not knowing what to expect. And if it's really good, like I remember when I forgot what it was when someone came out, we lost our minds at House of Glory one night. I think it was when the Hardys came out or someone won. I think when EC3 won the title, whatever it is. There was that was moments.
Yeah. Oh, the Ricochet night when Ricochet won.
Yeah. Like there's so many moments that I could think of when, like, I mean, we lost our shit. But then on the other side of the coin, there are times where you and me would look at each other and go, "This show sucks," and we would love it. But here's the thing: we would love it. We would love it 10 times more because it sucks. So, like, I just miss going into like a cab and being like, "Dude, we have no idea what we're about to see, but as long as we're together and we're chilling, it's gonna be a good night."
Oh man, please remember when we went to Grand Slam, the first Grand Slam.
Dude, that was so much fun. Yeah.
it was painful at the same time, but it was fun because it was just the smell, the aura.
Yeah, I know. Oh, the stank.
The stench.
We've gone to WrestleMania together. We could say that.
Yeah.
We like the list of shows goes on and on, which I'm so happy to say we've done. And
slap the bag, bro. Slap the bag.
Slap the bag. That wine, bro. Stories that I would have to sit down with someone for years and catch them up on. And like I said, like I really do love the product again. And I really hope that I get to come on the show more and really give my 2 cents about some things. And
definitely.
I'm definitely gaining that passion for the product again. Like I said, I know it sounds like I'm a fake fan because I wasn't there during the bad times, but shit, I just love it. I love it, and I want to go back down memory lane one day and like just chat with you and get some drinks and just catch up on our bullshit. Because
please, once you step into town, I know it's going to be for a short time, but I know it's going to be for a time in which that is going to be memorable. To say the least.
It's like this, I'm there from the 16th until the 21st. So
perfect, because that's actually the time that man, that's crazy. You're coming into town and Tony's leaving. Josie's boy's leaving.
Oh man, I wish I could have bumped into him. Shout out to Josie's boy, man. Great content on TikTok. My man, he's owning that shit.
Yeah, he's coming in. He's coming in from the 9th to the 16th. That's gonna be. It's going to be hilarity when it's all said and done. That whole week is just gonna be ridiculous.
Down memory lane.
And shout out to everybody who's gonna be pulling up. We're doing it live, baby. We're doing it at the Seneca. You guys check it out. Check it out. There. Yep, you've never been.
Coming to one of the events, so I'm looking forward to it.
Brother AJ has become a regular. The other day I was there, and they're like, "Where's your bodyguards?" And I'm like, "Nope, I'm here by myself tonight. I'm good. I'm chilling."
Where's white boy?
And what do you mean, where's white boy? They're all white boys. Everybody in there, white boy.
Where's AJ? Where's Mike? Where's basically everyone you hang out with?
So yeah, we're doing it at the Seneca. Make sure you check us out on the Facebook group page. We have the link up there for the RSVPs. Let us know, because I need a head count to make sure how many people are going to be in that bitch. And
I'll be there both nights.
Big night. We're doing a collabo with the Ring Fanatics, and also make sure you check us out with New York WrestleMedia, which we're on right now as well. It's a whole big conglomeration that's happening. Everybody's joining up because it's WrestleMania weekend. This is going to be huge, bro.
It's going to be a very big WrestleMania. Like I said, like the product just feels different. It smells different. I'm in for a great time. We're in for a great show, dude. It's going to be a great 2 days of wrestling, and I have to come back. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I had to pull up for this one. I couldn't stay here for that. I'm not watching it on FaceTime. So.
Matt, let everybody know where they can link up with you at where the TikTok is. Remember, we're not Thrillmatic anymore because, eggplants get thrown at them.
I only give one thrill, and it's me being here. So you can follow me on social media at Matt's Park Days. That's MATTS and then Park Days on TikTok, where we just hit 11,000 followers. So
nice.
That's really cool
nice.
beans. You can follow me there on Instagram as well. Same name, YouTube as well. Bunch of theme park content, new theme park opening up next month, Epic Universe. So you expect tons of content in regards to that. I should be getting an annual pass preview to that park soon. So I'm going to cover all the food, all the rides, everything. It's going to be a kid in a candy store in that place. So make sure to check it out. I'm going to have loads of content. I just did a new series. Is it gas or ass? And I'm going through merch, and I'm like, is it gas or is it ass? So I just posted that up. So it's a good time always, dude.
All right, man. Listen, everybody, make sure you check out that man on the TikTokers over there, and the originator, none greater, who was here at the beginning of it all. The ridiculousness.
Yes,
give everybody, because not many people knew that we didn't have Drew McIntyre on the show for real. They actually thought he was here. Give us a Drew McIntyre.
Oh my God. It's Drew McIntyre. CM Punk, I hate you. Remember when I would pull up in the bathroom and I would prank call as Drew McIntyre, bro? It's like, wait, ding. It's like, oh, who is this? Turnbuckle Tabloid, who is this? Who the hell are you talking about? Jay Santy.
Oh, man.
I fucking hate you. It's like, oh, damn. Drew, what's wrong?
I was telling Ari about the time that we were gonna we were gonna wear the diapers to WrestleMania because we didn't want to miss anything. So, we were gonna we practice on the show, and we were both were gun shy. We're like, I can't fucking pee in this thing. I was like, I ain't gonna be able to do this shit. Finally,
you ran to the bathroom, son.
I went to the bathroom, stood in the tub, and did it, and it just broke apart. I was like, thank God. It would have been great on the show. It would have been awesome, but that
great content, but
it would have been
content.
A mess. It would have been ridiculous.
Wait till you peed in the tub and it just broke away?
Yeah. It just like, it almost disintegrated. That's what you get for getting like adult diapers from fucking Dollar General. Like,
they're called the Dollar Diapers.
I forgot to tell you, your favorite restaurant, your favorite fast food is gone. It's not there anymore. Crown.
We got rid of Crown? No.
Crown is gone. Yeah.
Whoa,
now
get the fuck out of here. What's there now?
They're opening up a new spot. It just closed down like a couple of months ago. It's now going to be like Flaming Halal or something like that. So by the time you come into town, that should be open.
The Flaming Halal?
The Flaming Halal.
Well, halal food's good, so I mean, cool, but nothing's better than fried chicken and mac and cheese at night at 2 a.m, bro.
Just give me the white sauce. Oh, wait a minute, I'll save that for Trillmatic. That's the other.
Yeah, that's that creamy white sauce.
Yeah, save it for Trillmatic. But guys,
is the Spanish spot still there, bro?
Of course, they moved across the street though. It's smaller.
Oh, okay. That rent be hard, bro.
But listen, it's still good. They moved across the street, and what filled the spot of the Spanish spot? Another Spanish spot.
Of course it did. And apparently y'all got a Pizza Hut now in your GameStop.
Yeah, got a Pizza Hut there. Got a Wendy's there as well. They got there's
and GameStop still lives and breathes.
Yeah, exactly. The other roaches. They're the TNA of vendors.
The TNA of gaming stores.
But guys,
unreal, dude. I can't wait to pull up.
Don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around. Much to talk about, and as always, love you, my boy.
Love you too, my guy.
Don't go anywhere.
I'll be there soon, bro.
Stick around. Check you guys in a sec.
It's Wrestling Rundown with Jay Santy. Live from New York, it's
Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Let's do it up like old times again, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling Rundown. Matt was responsible for this at one point in time. He was the one that had to come in with the content for Wrestling Rundown.
I had a list, a notebook. Yep. It had its blips, it had its bloopers, but you know, there were times where Red was like, "All right, next." I'm like, I don't fucking know, bro. I don't fucking know.
Don't worry about it. You get your chance to do it to me this time around, since now I'm doing it, spearheading it. This, and for a lot of people who been a part of this show, who sat down for Wrestling Rundowns and all the other segments and stuff, I want to thank you guys for being a part of the ride for the 8 years and the approaching 500 episodes, man. Big shout out to our boy Hank Flanagan, man. I got to get him in back soon, but he's just been so busy.
Panky.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, he's been doing that hanky panky lately. I got to see if I could get him. See, maybe I could pull him in for the upcoming show. I got to get him in.
For 500, we got to get the whole old crew.
Oh,
you go on Facebook Live for fucking all that.
I'm gonna see, because it was such. Facebook has their restrictions now. It's such a pain in the fucking ass to do it. It's so ridiculous, man. I got to get back on the live grind again. But with doing
lives are fun and interactive and stuff.
They're interactive, they're fun, and it's always a pleasure when somebody checks in and want to have their commentary and such. But it's just at the same time, right now I've been trying to just keep promoting, getting the New York WrestleMedia channel up and running, getting more subscribers there. So maybe with the live it'll help. But Shout out to Brian XL. My God, yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, Red, what's good?
What's good, fam?
What's good, fam? Shout out to Brian. Brian was another guy who always made in studio visits, and made the time to come in. As long as I fed him, as long as I cooked for him, he was good to come in.
Dude.
But shout out to him, and I haven't spoken to him in a minute. I don't think he likes me that much anymore.
I want to talk to you off the mic about a couple of ideas I had on how, based on what I'm seeing on the interwebs, on where you could really push this shit to the moon.
Oh, all right.
Like
what, Google ads?
No, I think I have a couple of ideas that I've been waiting to stir up with you about what to do.
Yeah.
But you would have to have the time for it. But we'll chat.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's been a grind. And shout out, and I know I bust his balls a lot, but I give him heat. But shout out to Mook Mike. He's been helping out a lot with the socials as well.
Absolutely, Mike.
Yeah, it's been easier when he's helping out doing all that. Because remember, like there was a time it was just you and I. We were just cranking it out on our own.
We were about to start putting flyers out in the freaking subway to help us.
No, the shit, you laugh, but I made stickers. They're around somewhere. I have them posted up in certain places.
On the J train.
Shout out to GWAP. Shout out to Guap.
Oh man, GWAP.
I said there's two because I've been running the bits that we ran. I've been running some. And I was like, there's two that I cannot release. They are just so
way
bad. I said,
I know exactly which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, and I said they were just playful, fun things to do, and they were just so bad. And I was like, I can't do that. But shout out to those guys, man. We got Mike in the trade, or at least in free agency. So that's what happened with that. Shout out to him in History and Headlocks. They're doing their stuff over there. So as always, I am the Noah McDonald of this segment, and you're listening to Weekend Updates Wrestling Rundown with my co-host Matt the Mook is in the building.
Let's get it, boy.
Gotta tell you, we were at House of Glory, and Mercedes Moné was there, and when I tell you, we left as soon as her music hit. We were gone.
At the end?
She was right after intermission. She was the curtain jerk after intermission. She was a match.
She was wrestling?
Yeah, she wrestled. She wrestled Indy Hartwell at that time.
Oh, that's great.
Crazy part about it, right? We leave. We walk up the block. Usually, where we catch the bus at or the Uber, right? We walk up that block, right? Before our ride even got there, my boy Scotty, shout out to Scotty, and his kids were there as well. And they came up right behind us. And Scotty came because his daughter is a fan of Mercedes Moné. I was like, I thought y'all was staying to watch the match. He says, we did. I said, it was over that fast? It had to be like 5-6 minutes.
Oh, yikes, really?
But here's the big drama. Big drama about that match was the fact that they pulled JD from NY from doing commentary for that match.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's the tea.
So apparently,
I wonder why.
Apparently, her big request was out, not, of course, the money. Granted, what you say, her and Red are friends. She comes to town, her and Bailey, Charlotte, they all come in. Sheamus was there recently as well, too. And they'll work out. They'll be at the, working out in the gym and such. But, the bag is the bag. You got to get that bread. But also, apparently, one of her requests was to not have JD from NY do her match.
Yikers.
So I'm not sure if you're aware. He's got a bad history when it comes to women's wrestling. He's often gone.
He has crapped on women's wrestling.
Right. Yes. He's gone back and forth with them on X, and there have been some individuals who are not very happy with his commentary and such of what they say. So you think it was a petty move to do, or do you believe that she had the right to fucking say, hey, I don't want him calling my match?
I think that she's a big name. She's a big star. I think that it's business. I think that JD should just be like, all right, I understand if she's in the if she's a draw regardless of what we say. She's a big talent. So if you burn that bridge, then unfortunately sometimes you gotta just pay the piper. I don't think she's petty for it. I think that, I think if you've been in the wrestling world as long as me and Red have been, as things are coming back in my mind, I do remember JD being verbally not great with women's wrestling. So some people don't forget that stuff. I think some talent do. Some talent are willing to throw it under the rug and move on, but some don't. I think in this light, JD. As a professional, hopefully he is. I think that he should have just been like, all right, if that's what it takes to have her on the show, then if it's better for House of Glory to draw numbers that night, then I'm out. It is what it is. Sometimes it's like that. It's a business, whatever. I think Mercedes is known for being a little too much sometimes, but sometimes people aren't willing to forgive and forget.
I said, listen, you got the bag, or, it is what it is. But at the same time, I get it. I really would have, my whole thought was like, is it really that serious? Like, you pretty much you pretty much did a 6 to 8 minute match anyway. And like, right. In what context could he have really done to like really damage it, unless he would have said some slick shit, which he couldn't trust, which I can understand that as well.
It wasn't about the match.
Right.
It wasn't about the match.
So of course there was something more to it. But I like I said, for me, it's like, he's been, honestly, not for nothing, but he's not on your level. So why would you even worry about it? I mean, yeah, he's got like 100,000 followers, the case may be, whatever, but most of the time they hitting him back with a lot of it anyway. So, but the one thing that I can say was, I have yet to hear him make a comment about it. I've heard no.
He was probably told not to comment on it.
So exactly.
He's probably told, if you want to stay here and be around, keep your mouth shut about it.
Yo, you better make sure you don't say shit about this, yo, or else I'm gonna hang you off a roof. Stop playing with me, dog.
No, but seriously, they probably pulled him aside and said, "Listen, dude, I hate to do this, but Mercedes doesn't want you calling the match because of past comments you've made." Cool. All right, I got to do what I got to do. All right, cool.
Talent,
hey, don't mention it.
talent is over everything, bro.
And if there's one thing, I know Red and Mercedes are close, so I know that if she wants something, she'll get it.
Yeah. Been some signings on Legends deals. We have Mark Henry sign a Legend deal with WWE, and we just heard recently that from the son of Crush. Apparently, WWE reached out to his family to give Crush and the family a Legends deal as well. Crush was people tend to forget, Crush was the third member of Demolition. So when we're thinking about, the Hall of Fame inductees, and hopefully, we will see that they get their announcement and such. Crush is part of that. He goes into that. Matter of fact, yeah, they did get it. Sorry, they did get their nomination. Or did they not? No, they didn't. They didn't get it.
Natural disasters are getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Natural disaster got in, right. So, but Crush, Demolition has yet maybe not to be announced. But it's about time that they get theirs as well. Your thoughts on WWE just finally acknowledging not only Crush, but also Mark Henry getting his Legends deal?
It's about damn time. It's about damn time. I think for such a long time, under Vince's marquee and under Vince's era, there wasn't an appreciation for the past. Words being removed from wrestling, from the show. Legends not getting the appreciation that they deserve for paving the way. And I think it's very obvious that since Triple H has taken over, there is a wildly major appreciation for the legends who have paved the way. I think Triple H is trying to make it aware that we don't just forget about the past and show respect to the legends who have come before them. Saturday Night's main event being a major turning stone into the world of WWE, bringing that back and having Jesse Ventura doing commentary for it. I think that if you don't respect the past and the talent that have come before you, I think that you are insulting the intelligence of the typical wrestling fan. And I think it also insults the people who have been there before. So I hope they keep doing it. I think that even though Rome has officially been built, I think it's important to appreciate the construction workers who built Rome. And that is the talent of the past. So I love to see it. It's about time. And I think that now that the some of the legends of the past are realizing that Triple H is showing a bigger representation to them, I think they're all going to come back in with open arms. I mean, it looks like they're taking the Hall of Fame completely serious again. They're doing it in a different venue. It's not just going to be after SmackDown anymore,
right?
Which I'm so happy about, because the Hall of Fame, like Scott Steiner and all of them have shit on the Hall of Fame for a while, and I don't blame them because it hasn't been taken seriously. So if you take it serious and you do it right, I just love seeing Triple H give the respect to the legends of the past again. It's very much needed.
Yeah, joining Triple H in this year's inductees are Michelle McCool and recently announced Lex Luger, Earthquake and Typhoon for the Natural Disasters. John Tenta and Fred Ottman has just been recently announced, and hoping that also it's been so long that WWE during the Vince era pretty much shit on the tag teams, and this is a beautiful time for them to pay homage to them and show some love to the tag teams as well. So hopefully the next announcement will be Demolition and such. I think
like real quick before we move on to the next segment, I'm so passionate about this topic because I think we have to give some credit to AEW here, because before Triple H took over, AEW would show off the legends of yesteryear and stuff. And now, as you see in the product today, you see Michael Cole making so many references to wrestlers in the past, based on finishing moves. Whenever he can, he'll throw in like an Easter egg of an old wrestling talent. That's how you're supposed to do it, ladies and gentlemen. In sports, they do that all the time. They always look back at the past with records, old talent, how they made their mark. Thankfully, this is another point of what I mean. WWE is turning in the right direction.
Yeah, it's much needed, and just although we don't like to call out the quote unquote competition, but recognize that the fact that people did have careers before they got to you. There's other things going on. So
correct.
Speaking of which, Karrion Kross is being advertised for this upcoming blood sport that's happening during WrestleMania weekend. Another one. He's joining Natalia. That's going to be there as well. Your thoughts about that being something that's going on as well?
Fantastic. I have always been a fan of giving wrestlers other opportunities to perform on a card that if they're not doing anything, get them the bag, man. Give them an opportunity to not only draw more money for the promotion they're working for and helping out, but giving them something to do if they're not being used on a weekly basis. Natalia is not being used on a weekly basis. I know she's busy with her dungeon, but it helps both parties out. It's such a beautiful thing to see. I've been saying this for a long time, that instead of keeping them in catering, throw them in GCW, throw them in House of Glory, throw them in the UK. Pete Dunne just performed over at the UK, making an appearance. That is how you use your talent to the maximum and make them feel heard and appreciated. I know every talent would rather go do Bloodsport or go do GCW, whatever you want to call it, rather than sit home and do nothing. It keeps your wrestlers and talent appreciated and busy. And it keeps the wheel turning for other opportunities. So I'm a fan of this. Once again, I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Karrion Kross was recently at the charity event for Chris Bay, who it was fantastic. They had a great turnout for him as well. They raised so much money for him and his healthcare costs. It was great to see the turnout for
beautiful
that.
Event.
Yeah, and it's great to see that they're having these opportunities opened up for them to do that, because all it is just promotion for your company. And it also shows that, we have that ability to have talent that could be utilized somewhere else and help to elevate somebody else. And Josh Barnett and that crew has always been WWE friendly. So for them to do that courtesy for them is a great look for both.
I think the big difference between Vince and Triple H in this topic is Triple H is acknowledging that other companies exist, and that if you sprinkle your talent in these other companies as special appearances, it draws more interest back to you. I think he's taking the feedback that people have given Vince and actually is going and upholding those opinions. And it's better business. Like you're WWE, you're the big tree. Mm-hmm. And the seeds or whatever you want to call it are the different indie shows, and you're just helping each other to grow overall. It's common sense, ladies and gentlemen. We just haven't seen it because Vince is a freaking idiot. Seriously, it's common sense.
Speaking of common sense, apparently Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron, apparently he's been suspended for 180 days by the Tijuana Commission for an altercation with fans in a recent event. Apparently, he got into a shouting match with a fan, grabbed a chair, threw the chair across, and hit an elderly person. The fan caught the chair as well and tossed it back, in which an ensuing scuffle happened. This guy always finds a way to stay into some shit, doesn't he?
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and Alberto Del Rio has been living in a carnival for over a decade. So you can't change people, unfortunately. No matter there's a certain level of professionalism I thought Alberto would have learned while being world heavyweight and WWE champion here in WWE, that you can't punch fans. You can't attack fans. It's common sense. I know sometimes that, you're a human as well, but you have to just suck it up and walk away. You can't do shit like this. This is why, this is the difference between being Alberto El Patron and a WWE superstar. You can't pull some shit like this, okay? So I'm not surprised at all. Once again, I'm not shocked, but it's another example of the difference of being a professional WWE or a professional wrestler or wherever else, and being Alberto. And he wonders why they don't give him another chance in WWE. It's just, he's not making his case, dude.
If you didn't hear, there was rumblings of that occurring, that he would pop back up in WWE, and he's like, no, we got Andrade. We're good. Thanks. We're good. It's all right.
It's not necessary. And as much as Alberto is trying to make that push, it's like, I'll put it this way. Alberto Del Rio is on the Candyland board. He was about to go to the Candyland castle, and then he picked up the card that brought him back to the Gumdrop Forest all the way in the beginning of the fucking board.
I swear, there's one thing that never fucking ceases to amaze me, the references you always pulled out. That is just one of the deepest cuts I've heard so far from you. That's a deep one. That's a deep one.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and they just gave him the giant stuffed teddy bear from playing fucking water balloons. Next.
I don't know if you heard that there's supposed to be a segment of or a show that's happening after WrestleMania. It's called the Roast of WrestleMania.
I heard about this.
This will basically be a comedy section in which comedians and possibly wrestlers of who has the talent to do it will go on stage and roast WrestleMania. The host of said event is known as Kill Tony, Tony Hadcliffe, I believe his name is. And he was recently into some controversy with his comments about Puerto Rico not too long ago. It's been announced that the event will not be televised. Good move by them.
Very good move by them. very, very good move by them. I don't blame them at all. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the point of it is. I think it's fun. I think if you're going to get into the roast realm, you should roast the Hall of Fame inductees.
Right. Yeah.
I would rather watch the roast of Triple H than the roast of WrestleMania. I mean, the roast of WrestleMania doesn't make any sense, but if you put Triple H on Netflix on a freaking throne and they roast the hell out of his career, if we're going to go down that path, that seems more entertaining than a bunch of comedy people shitting on a show. That's our job. that's Turnbuckle Tabloid's job.
Exactly. Let us shit on it.
That's our job to shit on the shows, not this freaking thing. If they're going to do it, it's smart that they're not televising it, because I already know that some comedian who doesn't know the world of wrestling is going to say something really offensive, and it's going to go on WWE's leg. So it's a smart move.
Yeah, and who's
they're going to pull some shit like the Bill Belichick roast and say something way out of pocket, and it's not going to look good.
Yeah, who's to say that somebody's not going to record it anyway? You know, somebody's going to fucking.
We're going to see clips online, but they could say we didn't post it. Like I said.
Yeah, to me, this is a disaster waiting to happen. I just
don't understand why they're doing that. Like, I understand like a post WrestleMania party for like the talent and their families only, and it's non-televised and like it's announced, but they're going to be like, I don't know, like it just doesn't make sense to me. Why? Like,
well, I already could feel the backlash that would come from wrestlers already, who would be like, nah, I'm not going to that shit. Fuck that. No, I'm good. It ain't going to happen.
Roast the Hall of Fame inductees. That is so much more. It's so much more understandable and allowed. Like, I don't know. Like, you telling me I'd rather go watch the roast of Triple H.
Oh my God, can you imagine them roasting Lex Luger? That'll be the fucking worst, honestly.
Yeah, no, but like I that would be something that after the Hall of Fame they go and do the roast of the Hall of Fame inductees. That would pop off. I feel like that would be so fucking fun.
It's like I don't know. I'm not really.
What a stupid idea.
Listen, I was at an event where we mixed comedy and wrestling at one night. Didn't go over well. Did not go over well at all. So yeah, the two doesn't seem to, stand-up comedy and wrestling don't seem to go hand in hand these days. Next up, former WWE and former MMA superstar Cain Velasquez was sentenced to 5 years in prison for an altercation he had a couple of years back, in which he shot. And I'm not sure, but I believe if the person died or it was attempted murder. The person that he apparently drew guns at was someone who he believed sexually SA'd or a family member of his. This happened in Mexico and such. So if this is something that did occur, it did happen. Well, you know what? Yeah, I could be inclined to say, it's justly deserved for that person to take a hot one. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it all depends on the crime. You know what I mean? So 5 years, huh? That's rough.
Right. Attempted murder conviction. It seems as though that it was the man here, Velasquez, telling to shoot was been arrested prior to shooting for committing essays on children. So yeah.
Well, there you go. If you do some shit like that, someone's gonna want to pop a cap in your ass.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because remember he was in line to be part of WWE as well. That he was gonna be the Brock Lesnar killer, because
that didn't last. That shit show.
Well, because of the fact that he fucking he was the one that that'll do it. Definitely will do it.
That'll do it. But I mean, it's a very gray area. I mean,
and he was one of the few. Well, actually, Brock Lesnar had a couple of losses at that time, but he was one of the few that was able to TKO Brock Lesnar with punches in the UFC. So
he's a big name. He might get out with good behavior.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He'll probably be like, you know what? You did it, whatever. You go home.
He's going to be a god in prison. Believe me. All the essays in there, they're going to fucking love him. He'll be all right.
He's going to walk out with the prison championship, the prison knockout championship.
It's like a fucking, it's like bars. It's like jail bars with a lock on it.
Fight Club.
Did you hear about the rebirth of La Parka?
I did see a picture of that. Apparently, it's very common in lucha to do that. So,
yes,
that made me change from this sucks to I understand it.
Yeah. It's Yeah, you guys had to do the research on it. Apparently it's done through the family or the business wise of it. When a name passes away and such, they have a mourning period and such in time, and then they bring the patient, they bring the wrestler back, the patient, right? Like, but it was after La Parka, the original, passed away in 5 years ago in 2020, and AAA sought to bring the gimmick back, the luchador back, and they did it through common interest to do so. Like you mentioned, this is common practice. This happens in numerous spots. People often mix up the other La Parka, which is LA Park, which is in MLW. Right. So it's a offshoot that it's an offshoot that it went to court and such. So one party was awarded the other, but La Parka is reborn. He's reborn. So that's pretty cool.
It's like I said, it's common practice. It's something that they wouldn't do if it wasn't approved by the family. Lucha is very to the core. They do things based on heritage and by the book. So as much as at first I was like, what the fuck? But believe me, it's a common thing, folks. So
I want to see if he does he does the dance.
We'll have to see.
The chairman.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Recent terminations that occurred in TNA. We saw that Gail Kim was just recently fired, as well as Josh Matthews and Christy Hemme were released. Gail Kim was very much of a big surprise in the wrestling world and in the locker room, because she was much beloved and she was a driving force of getting that women's division in TNA to where it is at this point in time. Some may say that this might be something a little bit more political than what it is. We just recently spoke about the relationship under the ring apron with TNA and such. Sometimes I always think that once you think they're going one step forward, they'll take 2 steps back. Your thoughts about this?
Yeah, it'd be like that. If I had a penny for every time we spoke on Wrestling Rundown about a talent or someone behind the scenes getting canned out of nowhere, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be in a mansion eating freaking shrimp a la mode. It is what it is. It's a part of the business.
Gluten free shrimp a la mode.
Yeah, your GF gluten free shrimp a la mode. Once again, it's a common thing. Are we ever going to find out why it happens? Maybe she'll probably discuss it on a podcast.
Of course, podcast coming soon.
But for now, we can only speculate. It seems like they just got out. Based on the cup, it just seems like they're releasing some of the older trainers or whatever in the back. TNA is constantly going through waves and lengths of changes and new. Apparently, there's a rumor of someone getting head of creative right now. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but
Delirious. Delirious was recently hired. Right. He's from Ring of Honor. He's actually really, really good. Cornette worked well with him and puts him in high regards as well. So right. I said in that aspect, that's a good look for business. Business is about to pick up on that side.
Right. So, I'm not surprised that TNA constantly doing changes. I mean, I think they're in a weird area right now of like they're thriving, but they also have a lot of work to do. Sometimes you need a shakeup. Sometimes you need the old Luka Doncic trade, which
I really thought Dallas was going to come off on that, but then I realized the backstory of the owner of the team now, and she's such a fucking see you next Tuesday. Oh my god! It's bad.
But sometimes you do decisions in a business and like on a sports team or a wrestling promotion where it doesn't make sense at first, and then you looking down the line, you read a few you read a few articles and you listen to a few podcasts, and you find out the real story.
Hey, listen,
that's to come.
WWE is reaping the fortunes of old TNA wrestlers who are now working in the back and doing tremendous jobs. You got
Gail Kim will indeed be ahead of whatever LFG, whatever the fuck Evolve.
I don't know.
There within weeks.
Yeah, I don't know, because remember she left WWE in bad terms, and she did.
It's a different era, brother.
Yeah, it's true. Different era. True.
Big B ain't there no more. So
yeah, it's true. But Josh Matthews is another one too. I thought that was a shocker as well. Yeah, he's
He'll be back.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how that plays out from here.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure, my friend.
Oh, I used to say that about the ladies. Saraya is done with AEW. She recently announced her departure with AEW, and it's as though she's another one that's saying, I want to come back home. Hello, can I come back home?
Oh, they'll let her. They love her. They'll let her back.
She's she was a Triple H girl. She's always been talented. The only thing was that she was just so injury prone and such. And this day and age, she's a lot more humble about where she's at right now. She often talked about like how she wants to help put other female wrestlers over. She even talked about, if she goes back to WWE, she says, wouldn't it be cool if Rhea Ripley and I tagged with each other? And it's interesting to see how like we mentioned in our conversation, that these doors are so open for possibilities, and who knows? Who says that this can't happen?
It probably will. I mean, I don't know why she's leaving AEW, but it seems pretty clear that she's just bored over there. And at the end of the day, they always come back to the company from the beginning. It reminds me of Shark Tank. All roads lead back to Mr. Wonderful. And she'll be back. I think that it's the Aleister Black story all over again. You go out to other waters, you see if the grass is greener, you have fun and realize it is for a little bit, but then you want to come back home.
Yeah, you look at it.
I think after all the drama and controversy that Paige Saraya went through with her early years, she probably realizes that she's not going to wrestle for much longer, so she wants to probably end her story the right way here.
Right.
So I wouldn't be shocked if she's back by probably the Monday after WrestleMania. I probably would not be surprised. And if there's true talks of AJ Lee coming back, AJ Lee versus Saraya would be a really cool homage back to the original days of the end of the Divas era. So a lot of interesting moving parts.
We need a nutrition leader, right? We gotta get that kind of nostalgia back in the women's side.
It adds interest, dude. So I mean, I could totally see her be coming back. It's just a matter of when.
There's also talks of Miro and Lana making their return back in WWE. Yeah. I want to see it, but I also want to see that the fact that they do it right. They Vince dropped the ball with Rusev Day.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So,
but let me ask you this. Because we don't want the same problem that AEW had. Remember this. Like, let's sit down for a second. Let's not get trigger happy, and let's think about this for a second. Because now we're going to sign all these people back. Aleister Black's rumored to come back. He's basically confirmed at this point with that 4 trailer. That's him, right?
Ray Phoenix just got signed.
Phoenix is coming. So before we have that same problem that AEW had, where everyone gets congested and then they all get mad and leave, the question I have for you is, with all of the talent coming, where do we put him? Does he possibly start in NXT? And maybe have him versus Obafemi for a couple of months.
That'll be cool.
Do you do Rusev? Do you do Rusev's return back at NXT, or do you throw him straight back in the main? Once again, you don't sign these people just to have them like freaking Infinity Stones like AEW. Let's avoid this problem. So how do we make this done? How do we do this properly?
Well, the one thing that we can say with WWE is that now they have so many shows that's available, and especially now Raw and SmackDown are 3 hours each. Let's cut down on the motherfucking promos and such. I've been saying that for the longest. You got 3 hours. Let's get matches out there. People want to see wrestling. Get them over. As for him, I could see the return of Rusev on NXT. That will be like something big to do.
Him versus Obafemi would be money. That would draw. I know it would. There's so many talent in NXT that's good. Trick Williams, him versus Trick would be fire. I think before you go 100 miles an hour on Raw and SmackDown, there's opportunity in NXT, and then casually bring him up. I think it's a good test too of like, hey, do the fans still care about him? And NXT would be a good test there. And then if that works out, you bring him up in the main then. But don't overshoot your shot.
People are gonna be moved around soon enough. Also, once again, that relationship with TNA, you can still dance around with that. There's still stuff there to do. So there's still opportunities there. I like we mentioned, don't need that balloon to get too full because you're gonna have to let a lot of air out. So,
but AEW is, I think the problem with wrestling sometimes is that you're seeing failed projects somewhere else, and instead of being like, okay, well, it's not working there, so let's not do that here. They're trying it here, and I just don't want it to get to that point.
What do you think?
Do I want Rusev back? Absolutely, dude. Rusev Day was such a cool. It was a great part of the show, but I also don't want all these guys like Andrade. And all the people who just came back automatically want to leave. So you gotta figure it out. You gotta do it right.
Yeah, technically, Raw. I mean, WWE has about 8 to 10 hours worth of time and content. AEW only has 4. So, like, you gotta cut the fat sometimes, and then it happens. So, we'll see how it'll play out.
Yeah.
For anybody who is looking to it, WWE has sent out a memo stating that they're looking for writers and individuals who are creative to be a part of their hiring process and sending your applications and such. I had a couple of people send it to me, and I already was like, it ain't gonna happen. They're looking for people who already have experience. That's what that was.
You should at least do it though.
I actually submitted a couple of years ago. I submitted a resume and has some ideas for storylines and stuff. Not going to confirm or deny whether something did come up, but let's just say I've been pretty sure that a lot of my predictions did come true, maybe because I saw it firsthand, in my head. So I don't know, maybe. Not to say that they stole it, but
dude, the thing I'm learning as I grow older, and you know this, so I'm not teaching an old dog new tricks, but go for it, bro. Even if you hear a no, who the fuck cares? Go for it. Make a media kit for yourself, and which is like basically like a business card of like things you've done, people you've interviewed. Show and I know that you're gonna be like whatever, who fucking cares? But like, what if you do get that call back? What if you come back and what if they hit you up and be like, hey, so this is the feedback we got for you, and you grow from that? It's worth at least putting in a freaking swing the bat, dude. You either hit the ball or you miss, but I'd rather you swing than not do anything.
Hey, listen, a friend of ours that we know, I'll tell you off air. Friend of ours actually recently had a tryout with WWE. So,
it's wonderful.
Yeah. And, take a shot, and that's exactly what it is. You're right when it comes to that. So, let's see if I can get that put together. We'll put a media packet, as they say.
A media kit.
A kit, as they say. Do you hear the reactions of people this past week of the introduction of El Grande Americano?
It's great. I love it.
People are pissed in two folds. Number one, he's billed from the Gulf of America. Oh, talk about heat. Talk about heat.
They say that? They say that?
Yeah. He's billed from the Gulf. And
great.
The second thing is people were pissed because the designs and the graphics were easily recognized as AI. They were so pissed. Like, WWE has so much money. You couldn't get real artists to do that. I believe they could, but that's also the reason why it makes it even funnier. Like, we all know it's Chad Gable, right? We know this, right? So what makes it even better to show a real, true American to show their laziness and not be creative and just do it by AI?
It's genius.
Yeah. Says the man says a man who uses his thumbnails now are all fucking AI generated.
Who, me?
Me. I don't give a shit.
Too. It's called PixArt. Download it, use it, abuse it, whatever.
I don't give a shit.
So side story real quick, because this story actually merges with this one. The Haunted Mansion in Disneyland added a new gift shop for their ride and a new queue with new things.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day it opened, people were pissed because the portraits on the wall were all easily AI. And once again, back to your point, Disney is Disney. You have an Imagineering team that literally makes this shit, and people were pissed because out of all things, you AI generated, you basically just went the easy way. I think in this case with Disney, they, of course, they were wrong. But in the case of WWE, it's genius. It's a conversation that we should have one day on the show of finding new ways to generate heat.
Right.
It's hard because I think it's in the world we live in today. You really need to push a few buttons to generate heat nowadays, rather than just being the dastardly villain like we're so used to having.
Mm-hmm.
What pushes buttons more than making a villain, a heel, Trump?
Right.
You see it in movies. You see it in TV shows. You see it. I was watching Mickey 17 the other day. The main villain screamed Trump. So what do? You say things, you do things that will piss off the average person. It's genius. And if people think that it's, well, I don't know. When you said that they were pissed off about the Chad Gable thing, I'm like, why? This is such a fun, this is amazing. Like, this is great. This is what I'm talking about. Such great storytelling. Chad Gable is amazing. I love it.
He just got high praise from the back for his match that he had with Dragon Lee recently. So it goes to show you that the guys, I have an argument.
He is so talented, dude. Like, he is such a great talent. Go for it.
Shout out to M2 Inc., man. Yeah, my boy. He's so passionate. He gets so riled up with yo, look what they're doing to my boy Chad. I'm like, but you gotta understand, there's people, like you mentioned earlier, you got a whole, mix of talent that's actually put in the grind. You gotta wait for your time to happen. You got, a lot of people they're gonna be leaving soon. AJ's already talking about retirement soon. Cena's out the door. How much more does Punk have? Cody's already talking about what age he's looking at to go. A lot of that young talent could be getting in those slots soon. And if not even sooner than we expect. Chad being that. But to lean into the whole, I said, fuck it. If we're going to go into it, let's go into it hard. Even so much so that the AI shit, it's even funnier. I was more interested in why did they debut him overseas? Would have been even more controversial, this talent to be done at home. How would they have leaned to it? Because we saw what happened when Hogan came out.
I think he debuted out of the country for a reason. Because I think that it just makes sense, because you're already going to get booed if you're in America. Because let's be completely honest right now. Regardless of who you voted for, if you are not from America right now, you do not like us very much.
Right.
You just don't. Regardless of whatever, you just don't. So the fact that like an American hero, like El Grande Americana, whatever the fuck his name is, came out of the country, what did that generate?
Yeah. And look what happened when they sang the national anthem in Toronto. Woof.
Once again, we are heels ourselves right now.
Exactly.
So,
why not lean into it?
So why not lean into it? And I think that sometimes you gotta dive in a little deeper to get that reaction you want from someone. And I'm just really happy Chad Gable is the center of it, because he's so talented. He's been talented for a hot minute. Give him a few more inches, he'd be champion already, dude.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If he was 6'2", fuck out of here. He would be pushed to the moon already. But I love to see it. If you're mad about the AI thing, maybe think to yourself it's done on purpose to piss people off. Me, as a wrestling aficionado like I used to be, I see these things as genius.
Yeah, that comment reminds me of what Kobe Bryant said about Allen Iverson. He says we're lucky that AI wasn't 6'5".
Because it'd be game over, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
If Chad Gable was 6'2", you'd be seeing it could be a completely different world, because he's that talented.
And finally, closing out with the main event, I have to call it what it is. It's called the Moxley spot. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't get to speak about it, but this is the platform where we do it now. And what better person to talk about the Moxley spot, than with our boy, Matty Mook. Listen, we know Moxley likes to do his crazy shit. We all know he likes to do his backyard indie garbage outlaw wrestling bullshit. This spot, the fucking board with the nails in it, which, by the way, some are saying that the nails weren't really nails, that they were hard plastic. I don't give a shit what the fuck they were.
It stuck to his back, bruh.
Exactly. I think
it was a good spot.
Huh?
It was a good spot. I'll give them that.
I think, yeah, it got everybody talking.
Correct. Good or bad.
I think I might go with the fact that it might have been plastic, because if they were really nails, how deep they could have really went through. Plastic, it's still hard. I mean, you can still punch a hole, but I think a little bit more is inclined because it could break off easier. I worried more because of the location is that he could have punctured a lung doing that shit. That is crazy, that spot.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I agree.
I am not a fan of watching people get pierced. I'm not. Yeah. I've gone with I've gone with super producer Sally to get see her piercings get done. She has on her eyebrows and such like that, and her nose. And I usually don't look. I just go, or I'll just be like, oh, okay, that just happened. Awesome.
That's a thing.
You ever see those people who get they put them hooks in their back and they hang for like a couple of hours and shit?
Darby Allin does that shit, I think.
Ugh. Oh, that shit freaks me the fuck out. This pretty much equated to that for me. Especially the part when they were removing it. Do you think that was intentional for Yuta to like try to take it out and like turn it the way he did just for more of an effect?
Absolutely. I'm starting to think as time goes by, this spot was intentional the entire time. I think that it could have been whatever. Let me ask you this, Red. Regardless of whatever what did AEW get from this? Like, what are we talking about in the main event right now? An AEW product. They got people talking. It's a great spot. I think that it was fully intentional. It seems like it. I think that it turned heads. It's supposed to be gross. Once again, like you said, Moxley loves to do his death match shit.
Moxley being Moxley, as they say.
And I think in those situations, as a creative, you sit down and ask yourself, well, what do we do different? Let's not just do the thumbtack spot. How do we make it look different? How do we do something new and something that would turn heads? And regardless of if it was intentional or not, they did it. So I've never seen that spot before. I know you haven't. It was gross. It was gnarly. But at the same time, when I was watching it, I was like, bravo, AEW. Bravo, because you did something different.
And like I said, I wasn't really like mad at it or whatever. Like I said, I was just grossed out, in which that's the reaction you're supposed to get. And the only thing that closely resembles that is when you see like the barbed wire matches, especially in Japan when they did it, the exploding matches and such like that. You get people get caught up in the barbed wires and such like that and get cut up from it. Fucking Sabu made a career out of doing it. His body didn't go through the fucking the scarring that it did from crocheting. He's in these fucking matches, and Abdullah the Butcher and such. Like this is not this is not something new.
Spot might be, but the idea is
right. It's there.
As much as I hate it, as much as I don't like it, it's a part of wrestling that has been around since, like you said, Abdullah the Butcher. The beginning, so.
Yeah, so I said I wasn't really. It wasn't me being upset about it. I was just like, oh, that's fucking gross. Awesome. All right, fine. I just
AEW needs to turn heads no matter what right now. They are desperate for attention. So what do? You do something that makes people think and talk.
Yeah, but at the same time, it still didn't draw any more eyes to the product. It's the same shit. Same people are watching it. It's not turning heads and having people go, oh, now
it didn't cure cancer, brother. But what it did was it was a cool moment, I guess. Whatever. Right. Not for me though.
They needed to give themselves a pop. Moxie, as a terminology has been saying about The Rock, likes the smell of his own farts. So this is what Moxley does. I just recently saw a video of Moxley taking a hip toss and went outside and Blade. It was like, what? A guy? Come on. I wonder what Renee says about this. It's like, your wife is just sitting there like, dude, you're getting fucking weird now. Like,
she's like, does it pay the groceries? Yeah. All right, whatever.
All right, whatever. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I just wanted to have my 2 cents on it because, like I said, it wasn't anything that was egregious for me to say like, oh, we can't be doing this shit. I was just like, all right, well, ill. But yeah, I just wanted your take on it. But Matt, as always, let everybody know where they can get you at. And
we're not done.
We're not done. No,
I got one story, bro.
This is.
I have a story.
This is a moment. All right.
It's called the Matty Mook Encore because I have a story we didn't discuss, and I'm going to take over real quick to cap off the real main event. Let's talk about the conversation that Swerve Strickland had with a podcast recently about why he was fired from the company. I'm shocked that you didn't have this. I'm shocked that you didn't have this.
No, I didn't see this.
So Swerve Strickland was on a podcast recently, and he discussed how it was revealed that heat with Vince McMahon on one member of Hit Row may have resulted in Strickland, AJ Francis, and Ashante Adonis all being released by the company on November 19th, 2021, only a few weeks after B-Fab was let go on November 4th. This is a quote by Swerve Strickland, and we'll talk about it after. So he said, coming up, I think there was a contract dispute with the girl of the group, B-Fab. That's speculative. I'm not sure that's 100% true. Shout out Bree. She's still dope. She's still up there now. They brought her back. Something happened with that. As soon as we got drafted the following week, we did a promo, and then she wasn't getting flight information to be at SmackDown. It just kind of disappeared. It was like, we all got ours, so where's yours? I didn't get mine yet, she said. So we were all talking amongst each other like, no, we didn't get your flight information. It's getting closer and closer to the flight time, so Swerve Strickland goes, where's Breeze at? I still have no flight. I still don't have anything. It's literally just got taken off. She got the flight, and then it just went away. It disappeared. I was like, yo, what's going on? We're on the flight. We're coming down, and we start getting our notifications, and we're seeing all these releases happening. Ricochet is right next to me on the other aisle. He looks at his phone and looks at me like, yo, all the talent is just looking at all their friends just getting fired. It's like a group of 8 people just got fired that day. That whole year, I think they let go of 150 talent and staff. One of the members of the group reacted angrily to B-Fab's WWE release, which led to a meeting with Vince McMahon. Then we meet with Vince, or whatever. Apparently, one of the members of the group they complained at the office because he was calling, asking for her flight. What's going on? Vince said, we can't disclose that information to you. He's like, what? He started getting aggressive on the phone, apparently at Titan Towers. So we're meeting with Vince. We have to talk to Vince about this because he was apparently upset with it. He was like, first off, this is Vince. That's none of your business. You're a talent. You do this. You worry about what you do. Don't worry about anybody else. Even if it's in your group, you don't worry about what they do. You worry about what you do. That's how we do things here. That's a respect thing. We're just sitting there in the hallway of this arena, and Bruce Pritchard behind him, John Laurinaitis behind him, and Vince is right there. And they're just sitting there, standing like puppy dogs, watching Vince just bark at us. Strickland added. It was a full-blown scolding. I was like, wow, I think that heat got on us right there. Sorry, I want to do this entire thing. He's just like, Vince this is Vince. Nobody asks for a meeting with me. There's people that work for me for 15 years that's never had a meeting with me. I was like, oh, cool. I feel honored now. He was joking. We got the little bit of scolding, but it was just the one member of the group that made the call, and apparently who he was talking to in the office complained about that he was aggressive on the phone or whatever. Who's to say how that conversation actually went? Probably a recorded phone call somewhere, but I don't know. But real quick, Vince was talking about that, and then he switched it like, but we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got some good stuff for you coming up. I was like, okay, cool. We did a segment with Sami Zayn on SmackDown, came in the back, shook Vince's hand, like, oh, everything's great. You got to smile. Make sure you put that smile on out there. Whatever. Go to the back of the locker room. We were okay. I thought we were okay. I think that went well. And then Sami Zayn comes back, and he's like, apparently Vince didn't like it. Vince hated it. We're like, we just saw him 5 minutes ago, and he said, yep, apparently he just didn't like it. So, and then a couple of weeks later, Vince fired them.
So I could only imagine.
Sorry, there's more, but I don't want to bore these people with like a whole story. But basically,
I can only imagine the person who complained. I'm gonna say was AJ Francis. I gotta say because
correct. And later on the story, Swerve says it was AJ Francis who did that.
Yeah. Because he already felt that he was in the ends with them because he already had a relationship with them. Okay.
Yeah.
I always said that the Swerve release was gonna bite them in the ass. Because I knew pretty much that Triple H was high on him. And right now, they're trying to create Trick Williams to be that Swerve Strickland or Carmelo. Yeah. And you're not going to get it. I mean, both guys, Carmelo more than Trick are talented guys. And, Trick is, slowly but surely making his way and such. But
there's only one Swerve, dude.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. And I know that's one that went through Triple H's hand and he was like, fuck. Like he just knew that was going to bite him in the ass. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the story, man? Because it seems like all it took was AJ Francis complaining about something for Vince to go, you know what? Fuck all y'all. You're all gone.
Well, listen, it's as a matter of fact, that story might have came out couple of years ago, but it wasn't in full detail. It might have been like a blind item. So I do believe that did occur because that's what Vince is. And Vince is a funny guy because Vince always is like, you have an open door policy, but yet
you really don't.
You can't take a meeting? Like, really? Like, this is what we're doing? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So,
and then later on in the story, Bruce Pritchard pulled him aside and said, "Swerve, you're the veteran. You're the veteran of the group, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Get these people into shape." 2 weeks later, they got fired.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's the morale has gotten so much better, and you know what?
Oh my God, it's revived. He's revived.
And at the same time, it got Swerve the bag. Apparently now, under what has been rumored, he has a 7-figure deal, that leads to an 8-figure deal until 2029. So it got him his money, and I know he feels disrespected as well as he should about what happened. It's unfortunate that, and that old regime just really didn't know how to really do them justice, especially them. They were getting over. They were on the precipice of getting over. They were right there. It was happening. But fucking Vince being Vince.
Well, let me ask you.
I can only imagine he's just those uppity Negroes can't sit. Like, I can only imagine him saying some stupid shit like that.
Are you in favor of AJ Francis speaking up for BFAB, being like, "Hey, I see these releases happening, and she didn't get her flight information. Is she gone or what? Or should he kept his mouth shut?"
I know if it was me, I would have done it. That I definitely know that would have been me. At the same time, we know that the common practices. I would have probably looked out and went and asked somebody's advice and be like, "Hey, listen, you guys have been here for a while. Like, if this happens, what are they saying? What are you telling us?" I probably would have probably reached out to a vet and asked that beforehand. But yeah, I would have been the guy that did it. I would have stood up.
Especially because you're in the group with the person. So it's like,
right.
I know Vince was like only worried about you, but if you throw me together in a group, then I'm going to care about my members of the group. And BFAB didn't get any flight information. So it seems to me like I would have assumed she got fired.
I would have probably did one better. I'd be like, "Yo, I'm paying for your flight. Just come to town and see what they say."
Right. To the show.
Yeah, just pull up. Let's see what they say.
What a real shitty way to find out you're getting canned by not getting flight information.
Yeah, and that's the bad business that they did. And we've heard from a couple of people who said the same thing too, that was common practice with them, that they did that. So I would not be I'm not surprised that it happened, and it's unfortunate that they had business practices like that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know what? Swerve's in a good place. He's getting paid. AJ Francis is doing TNA shit. So it's an unfortunate story, but I think that story makes you appreciate the regime that Triple H is creating now even more. It's just you won't get that shit now. You just
and
won't.
Triple H, McCon, all those guys, they're putting a
well-oiled machine, an honest product,
and more wrestling friendly. Although they still get your hiccups. Carmella was a little bit pissed off about her release, and it happens. But you're not gonna be happy when you get fired. And who the hell gets fired and is like, oh, this is great? No, you're always gonna
you're always a villain in someone's story. So no matter how good WWE's doing, there's always gonna be these stories of people being pissed off. But it what matters is how you do it, and hopefully Triple H and the team that he has notices and acknowledges the mistakes of the past.
Yeah. So, don't worry. Anybody who's working under us in New York Wrestle Media, I'll make sure that all your flights are booked, all your reservations are kept, and you will not be fired without being notified heads. Who the hell am I firing? I need everybody on board. Who the fuck am I firing? But once again, Matt, let everybody know where they can get you at and what's up and coming for you and your Disney spectaculars.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can follow me on Matt's Park Days on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. It's Matt's, MATTS, Park Days, where I do stupid theme park shit. Literally just all things theme parks, whether it's Disney, SeaWorld, Universal. I'm covering food, I'm covering attractions, entertainment, you name it, and theme park history. Big thing coming up. We have Epic Universe opening up next month. It is a brand new theme park in the world of theme parks, and it is a really big deal. Super Nintendo World, Universal Monsters, How to Train Your Dragon, all of it. I'm going to cover it all. I'm going the first week. I already have my ticket. So stick around, and I can't wait to cover it all. It's like a kid's candy store. So
please get the Mario and Luigi hat when you go to Super Mario World. I want to see you cover it wearing one of those hats.
I'm going to buy the Donkey Kong mask. But there's so much to cover. Like, if you love theme parks, just follow along and it'll be a fun time.
All right, my brother. Much love to you, and we'll be seeing you soon. You're coming up for WrestleMania weekend. Let's go!
I will be there. I will be there officially in less than a month. So.
Let's go, guys. Matt will be in the building. Who's to say? We will get another visit of Matt stopping in, and it'll be in studio this time.
It'll happen.
All right, guys. Folks. Let's go. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. Much to talk about, as always. Check you guys in a sec.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.